Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's a Friday night. I'm out in the garage just getting some finishing touches done for tomorrow night. We're just racing at Sweet Springs this weekend, so it's kind of a laid back weekend for us. But I just wanted to make a quick video showing you guys a little bit of something that we do with our tires here. And most dirt track racers do this. If you're into dirt track racing and you know a lot about it, this is probably not news to you. So this is one of our brand new right rear tires. And you can see it's got these big grooves in it right here. And then it's got these smaller grooves right here. And this probably isn't what I would call a sipe, but it's the closest thing that I can show you right now. A sipe is maybe just a razor thin cut that would go across the tire, and it could go either across the tire this way, or it could go around the circumference this way. So that's probably a little bit more than a sipe as far as width goes. And then a sipe also probably wouldn't be quite as deep as that is right there. But I'm gonna show you a little bit about what we do to prep our tires and what it does and how it helps us out. This is a tire that I just got done grooving. And as you can see, compared to this one, I have another groove cut across each of these blocks right here. And what that's supposed to do is it creates another edge to kind of bite into the track. If you were here and you could run your hand along that, you would feel that it's kind of a sharp edge right there, and that just kind of is one more little blade just to dig into the track and get you more traction moving forward. And then these are angled to go with the block, and I assume that's done just because when you're pitched out sideways, that's going to be straight on the track. And then I usually do one right here along the circumference just for some side bite. See, we only run between like 4 and 6 pounds of air in this tire, and when it really takes a heavy load, I'm sure it's deflecting a lot, and this is actually kind of rolling under. This edge right here is rolling under a lot, and then once that engages, I'm sure it gets another good grip on things right there, and gets me a little bit of extra side bite. So that's kind of what I'm working on tonight. And then after this, I'm gonna measure my tires to check my stagger, and I'll explain that when we get there. But for right now, I've got to cut this tire right here, and then I'll move on to measuring after that. So I'm gonna try and set the camera up to capture that, and then I'll talk to you guys about stagger when we get there. Why didn't I know from the very start? Oh, you left me here just to fall apart. If I wrote you a letter, would I have a chance? Would you read my letter if I had it sent? If I wrote you a So that's 2 right rears grooved for tonight, and now I'm ready to measure the stagger. Tire grooving and siping is a lot more complex than I've explained to you. You know, some people will cut these blocks here into thirds or fourths, or some people might do a lot more grooves along the circumference, you know, just depending on what they what kind of characteristics they're dealing with and what they desire. And then siping can be done either to heat a tire up or to cool a tire down. So like siping might be done this way to cool the tire down, but then this way to heat it up. And that's just for different track conditions and stuff like that. This is a pattern that has just worked for me. It's what we've always done. You can groove these left rear tires. You can see we have done this one some. We usually only do it when the tread gets thinner, just to kind of give it another groove to clean out. Because when you do get it, you know, packed full of mud or something like that, I think those grooves do kind of help throw the mud off of the tire and clean it off again so it can grip better in the next turn or whatever. Other than that, I feel like these tires are too soft to really benefit from it. That's just kind of my thought on it. There are people that groove them, but that's just what I feel like. There's a lot of different theories out there, and different people find different things that work for them, but this is actually a harder tire. So I think those edges kind of dig in a little better. Since this tire is so soft, if we put a whole bunch of edges on there, I think they just kind of give way to the track anyway. So that's kind of what I feel on it. So also one thing I wanted to mention to you guys was the different compounds of tires. Like the right rear tires that we run are, it's called an ASCS2 tire, which is a spec tire for all of the stock classes like non-wing and A class. And then we can run whatever kind of tire we want as long as it's a Hoosier on the other three corners, which those tires are generally softer. If I ran like an Outlaw class, or if I ever run Outlaw non-wing, we do have the option to put on a softer right rear tire, but we never have. We've never gotten into that and tried different tire compounds really. A softer tire will grip better, but a harder tire will last longer. So like say we're at a track that by feature time it's taking a lot of rubber and it's just burning up tires, we would put the harder tire on to make it last longer through the feature, rather than having a softer tire on there that maybe we're faster for 5 or 10 laps, but it falls off after that. So that's kind of the differences in compounds. And then another thing is, like when we raced quarter midgets years ago on pavement, it used what's called a slick tire, which is where it doesn't have any tread pattern on it at all. It's just complete rubber. There's no grooves or sipes or anything. It's just rubber. And that's better on a clean surface like pavement, because it doesn't have any imperfections or impurities in it. So it can just use the maximum grip of that rubber instead of having spots where it doesn't have rubber and can't grip the track. So but yeah, that's all I really have to say on tire grooving. Now right here is tire stagger. Here's a left rear tire and here's a right rear tire, and you can see that the left rear tire is a lot shorter than the right rear. So something I do every single week is I inflate all of my tires to 5 pounds of pressure, and then I take a stagger tape and measure the circumference of the tire, and then the actual stagger measurement is the difference between the left side tire and the right side tire. And as the track slicks off, maybe you want to go to less stagger because it'll tighten the car up as the track gets slicker. A tight or a loose car, I should say, is when the rear end of the car wants to slide out from under you and you're having to turn the opposite way more than you want to. And it's typically slower. So once the track gets slicker, you want to tighten that car up and make it more balanced. Tight would be where, tight or pushing, what they might call it, plowing, would be like an extreme condition of it, is where the driver will go into the corner, turn the car to the left, and the front end just wants to slide. It doesn't want to turn or anything like that. It'll just keep going straight. So to combat that, the driver would have to slow down more than he would have to with a standard balanced condition. So that's kind of where your stagger will influence that, is as a track slicks off, you want to go to less stagger and it'll tighten that car up, and then maybe you're not sliding around so much, and you can really get the pedal down quicker, and the car just gets a better grip up off the corner. But yeah, that's what I have to say on that. And now I'm gonna measure these tires. Oh, one other thing I kind of want to show you guys. This is my setup notebook here. Obviously I can't show you everything inside, but like I fill out one of these every single week. This is just a table that I made in Microsoft Excel. And typically I keep, like, as long as we don't have anything too bad going on, I'll keep 5 left rear tires and 5 right rear tires. And so I'll go through and measure my tires, write down their measurements along each of these, and then each combination will go in these boxes. And then I know on race night what I've got for my options as the night goes on. So it just kind of makes the process go a lot smoother and helps me out in the long run. And I do it every single week because I've noticed before that these tires will shrink and grow as they get heat cycles on them, or let's say it like sits through a couple cold days in the garage or something like that. I'm sure it'll shrink down a little bit. So it's something important to me to always have accurate measurements and do that every week to know for sure that I'm getting accurate numbers when it gets to race day.
Looking for a better place, not to stay alone. Gain our trust and you chose to break it. Ask for truth but you only fake it. Thought you said what we had was sacred. It's all lies, all lies. I was broken and isolated, but inside held the fire waiting. Not a word that you say can save this, so don't try, 'cause this time you crossed the line. Turned. Didn't think I'd go this far, but here we are, the end.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's kind of what a night of tire prep before a night of racing looks like. Another thing I didn't mention is every week we take all of the tires that we did run and we take them to the car wash and power wash them with soap and water just to make sure they get all clean and grippy again. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one. I usually try and keep stagger sizes everywhere between 5 and 7 inches. Typically that's the only range that I really need. I might start a night out at like 6.5 or 7 when the track still has a lot of grip in it, and then I might go on down to like 5.5 or 5, something like that. It's always going to be a little bit lower for non-wing. So on like really extreme nights where it slicks off, I might go even down to the 4s. That's a little bit less frequent that happens. So I usually just try to keep between 5 and 7 and hope for those nights not to happen where I need 4. But this week it looks good. Looks like I've got everything I need between 5 and 7. And I've got a couple down in the 4s. So if something did happen where the track slicked way off, I'd be okay, probably. But yeah, that's what a night of tire prep looks like. Tomorrow night we're going to Sweet Springs. I know it'll be, I don't know, from the time I'm recording this, it'll be probably at least a week before you guys actually see this video, so I know that doesn't mean a whole lot to you guys, but this weekend we're going to Sweet Springs, and then next week we race Wednesday night all the way to Saturday night, every single night, with Now 600 for the Sooner 600 week. That's kind of an event that I've been looking forward to all year, so I'm pretty excited about that. A couple good tracks for us in that, one or two of them, so I'm looking forward to that. And then after that, I don't know what we'll do. I have to look at my schedule, but so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys got to know a little bit more about what goes into this. Probably anyone that is super into dirt track racing probably didn't need to watch this video to learn about all that, but anyone that isn't super into racing yet, I hope that gives you kind of an idea of like what goes into it and what kind of stuff I work on when I'm not racing. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Special thanks to Nathan Benson Motorsports and G-Force Chassis, Missouri State Construction, DDI Fabrication, Sure-Built Suspensions, and GoPro as well. I don't know if you've been able to see this in my videos. I've got a GoPro logo right there on the dash, so just to show off that all of my racetrack videos are made with GoPro cameras, as well as these vlog videos. So thanks to them as well. And yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you for another one.